All right. And we are live. The Last Word, featuring Lord Cognito and Ebontis returns. Hot by the campfire. Everybody's huddling in. It's getting warm. What is going on, E? How you doing, sir?
I'm doing pretty good. It is Friday. It's been a busy week, work, and I had family in town this past weekend. Got some coming in town this weekend. We got events going on for this game that we played. Like, so much is happening on Tuesday, so we will talk about all of that. Just working on, got my Titan. No, yeah, my Titan is 950 plus like 12, so I'm like 962. Working on the Warlock, so I feel like I'm behind the power grind, but it's getting there. And then, of course,
Yeah.
everything's exploding in mayhem, so that's always fun.
Yeah.
What have you been up to, man?
Same bit, man. I started very strong. Top of the week. Grind is about 962, 963, something like that. And I hit that wall. We'll discuss. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah.
I finally experienced what everyone was talking about. So we definitely will discuss that. But did just working on Pinnacles. And what else? What else I was doing?
That's a
little
slight
comp.
topic of discussion.
That's a slight topic of discussion. A little comp, and that's been pretty much it, man. Just pretty much it. Just kind of chilling. And actually, I booted up the Outer Worlds. So, guys, man, I would highly recommend it. It's from one of my favorite developers, Obsidian. If you guys are fans of the original Fallout series, like the Fallout New Vegases, and you know what I'm saying, like the original where they were kind of more grounded in the skill trees and the deep characters and the dialogue choices and all that, loving it. Right now, I would say it's like a happy marriage of Fallout meets Mass Effect with the space stuff meets Borderlands with the humor. And I'm enjoying it, man. I couldn't stop playing. It launched at midnight. And for those on PC or Xbox, it's in Game Pass, y'all. Like, literally, like, it's a free download. I would tell you. It's a nice little solo distraction. So check it out, man. Outer Worlds. I've been feeling it.
I was going to say, what are you doing playing another game? This is Destiny time, sir.
I'll tell you why when we talk about Pinnacles.
All right, fair enough. That's fair.
That's me, man.
But yeah, so we've got a lot of stuff coming up this future week. We had Iron Banner continue. I played a fair amount over the weekend, Monday / so got a decent amount in there. So we'll touch on that a little bit. We've got, as we kind of now bump up towards this 950 level, there is a nice topic to talk about when it comes to Pinnacles.
Yes.
Then we'll get into the festival. We will get into the Bungie charity topic, and then, which is awesome, and then we'll talk about what is coming next week as well. So we've got a lot of stuff upcoming on the roadmap. Pretty tight here, pretty quick. So to start, how much more? Where did you feel Iron Banner kind of ended up landing this time?
I enjoyed it.
I hadn't played that much, honestly.
Oh, you didn't play that much. I would yeah.
Until like Monday, and then I just like no-lifed it.
I no-lifed it probably like 2 days after it dropped. Pinnacle sources were dropping. I had fun with it. Again, I'm very biased towards PvP, so the fact I was actually surprised that they made it a Pinnacle source. So just running around with that, had a couple of 6-stacks. Shout out to my Xbox guys, we were rocking. Had a couple of 6-stacks, just smashing fools and having fun. And
you're one of those. I see how it is.
Yeah, I was that guy. So I bet it was enjoyable for me.
Oh, yeah, you were having a blast, just good time, shooting up with your friends, blowing people up in the face, throwing hammers. Popping bubbles for defense, getting that weapons of light, just melting folks. You were just having a blast.
I was super sweaty. I had Recluse going.
Oh my God.
Shout out to Jim.
Mountaintop too? Like,
nah, I'm not that sweaty.
Oh man, just mountaintop.
I ain't that guy.
Recluse.
I was super sweaty though, but I had Juju, Recluse, and then I was going old school Hammerhead, just for long range machine gun purposes. I was doing that.
I've never seen Hammerhead in a competitive environment.
You never see that. That's such a unique lineup. I mean, there's no one that's doing that, right? So that, I will say this: I like the changes to heavy ammo. I was able to get some heavy ammo a match. I'd have to worry about the Ebontises on my team that run break off for the.
I was working on a quest. I never claimed to be honorable during that moment. But normally, hey, now you get to share anyway. What are you talking about?
That's what I said. I'm so happy about it because I was like, wait a minute, I'm getting heavy every match. I'm not used to this when I play with Ebon. Like, I'm
No.
at ease.
Okay, let me ask you this. No, when you're playing with your 6-stack and if you guys are like controlling the map, are you just like, is heavy a joke even more? You just like start stepping on him even harder? Like,
It's, to be honest, I think it's in a good place because it's so limited the amount that you get shared. So you may be able to get 2 kills, but you're not hoarding onto this thing, getting 4 or 5, and not with this. So it's like 1, 2, and it's done. I would say like maybe 24 shots, really a minimal amount, just enough to make you get like 1 or 2 guaranteed kills, but that's it. So just doing that, and just messing around with the meta. Scouts are definitely in a better place. I'm seeing guys running around. In PvP, yes. PvE, I'm not there. I'm
going with no.
Yeah,
No on that.
Yeah, I agree. You've been having bad experiences with
Just, I mean, it's I go to use them and I'm just sitting there and they're just like, I still feel like I'm just plinking away, and it just doesn't feel. I haven't sat there and done a damage test, and I need to, but not everything's like 950. So some places doing damage is not always going to be the same. I need to go shoot Greg like everybody else does, but shout out to Aztecross.
Shout out to Cross. Yes.
It's just, man, if you ever pull one out and you're just like, ping, 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 you're like,
yeah.
It's just not enough bullets for us. It just doesn't feel right in PvP. Or in PvE. PvP, it's okay. Like, I've been killed by plenty. I've got a couple kills. Like, pulled out Bad Juju to try it out. There's a lot of people running Mida for the Scout Rifle quest. And then, if anybody's got Randy's, though.
Oh, yeah, Randy's nice.
Dude, Randy's that thing's speedy. That's a speedy boy.
Randy's
That
nice.
is quick kills, man. That hurts.
Randy's is nice. Big fan of that. I will say the longer maps are definitely playing the Scouts. I'm getting killed by the occasional Mida. I'm getting killed by some Scouts that I'm like, okay. And actually wasn't mad. I was like, all right, you know what? That makes sense. And guys are laning, man. They're laning. They'll like 2, 3 lane out. And they'll rock out. So it's just
we're back to like scout team shotting now.
Yes.
Ding,
it's
ding,
an
ding,
adjustment. It's an adjustment. Shout out to Neo Mental. Yes, fusion rifles are everywhere. Shout out to Aaron Till. Shout out to Wizen Rebuke. They are out there in these streets. The jig's up on me. That was one of my flows too. I was used to use my Aaron Till. It's everywhere now. So you seeing that?
I got a decent. I don't have a good Aaron Till. For the life of me, I cannot get a good one. Much less get. I've had like 2 drops since it became a possibility.
Bruh,
so like
menagerie, brother, menagerie. Get that guaranteed drop, man.
Fair, I forgot about that now. I did get the Wizen Rebuke. I got a couple from all the Iron Banner that I played though, and I was doing some pretty good shots with that one. I think it was hitting like 48, 49 a bolt. Like it was Wizen's really high on impact. So if you can land them and it's fairly tight, like you can hit pretty good. It's not as fast. Like Aaron Till's still probably going to outshoot me, but I was like, it was cool. I was enjoying it because when I had to get the fusion rifle kills, I was like, oh, how's this going to be? It actually went pretty well.
Yeah, man. Yo, I got a complaint though, man. Me and Saladin, man. What? I got bro. When is this man gonna give me swarm with spike grenades?
Oh man, like I got like 3 of them.
Bro, it is so. Yo, I got one. I was like, oh, it dropped. I looked at, you just see the initial perks. You can't tell if something
Spike's not there, yeah.
Right. So I'm like, ooh, Rampage. I was like, ooh, Rangefinder, not that bad. Okay. Open it up, explosive. I'm like, no spike, man. Like, it is driving me nuts.
Choice of RNG, right?
Yeah, man. I want my all void lineup. Because I really got a sick build right now with Nezarec Sin. I'm running that grenade, the one that weakens enemies. It takes like 6 in the class item, and then there's another one that you put in the chest. That's from the artifact. So I got this like void stat, and then with Nezarec, any void kill, Recluse, you know what I'm saying, Aaron Till. Colony. I could be really disgusting, and I'm getting my super. I'm getting energy. It is such a fun build, man. And it's just like I need swarm. I need the swarm, man. It just eludes me.
Sounds like you got options though. You've got other ways to play the game.
I'm gonna tell you why. The reason why I'm complaining is because I'm such a Izanagi fanboy. Yeah, the tears. Yeah, I'm out here. I'm complaining. My optimal sweat PVE loadout cannot be complete.
Go use your
because I don't have a.
Go use your hammer.
It's whack. It's not as good as Swarm. Swarm, when you hit them, doom, 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 you are wrecking bosses. I watch your videos. I see what you doing out there in them ascended challenges and melting. I need Swarm. Give me the Saladin. Let's go. It's been like 3 Iron Banners, fam.
You've had swarms. You just haven't had the spike roll, but you can still have a void grenade launcher. You're just being all picky, wanting the spiky boy.
Don't give me that edge transit garbage. I don't want aggressive frame Swarm, y'all. That's what we need.
Picky. It's just too picky.
Gotta be sweaty.
But yeah, I mean, Iron Banner was, I don't know. For me, like the bounties were not bad. I ended up saving those because I wasn't quite 950, but I got 950 on all gear. Then I turned them in. So I've got a few 951s already since I saved them.
Nice.
So I've still got those, like, I think 5 saved on my Warlock. So when I get there, it won't be too long. So like getting those 951s is okay, and we'll talk about that Pinnacle thing here in a minute. But for me, it was, I don't know. Did you want? I know we didn't get a vendor refresh, so I'm not surprised. Right. Yes, we got the armor set. Not bad looking. I haven't really shaded it up much, but it's there. It's, you know, you're a warlock. I think the warlocks don't like it the most. Like, it's not bad.
It's us. It's for you guys. It's great for us.
I think the hunter's got a pretty cool cloak too. But Titans, apparently, you guys are not the biggest fans in the world. It's a clean set, though. I mean, it's clean. Like, it's like future space. It's not like 1969 Taikonaut space helmet. It's actually like, hey, if you're gonna go to space and you're guarding, you're like, yeah, I'll probably survive. I just need like my robe and just a little helmet. Cool. Like, it's clean. But the fact that there were no new weapons was not one. No new weapon, and this is where the vendor refresh again comes around and just feels a little more because we don't have Vanguard, we don't have Crucible, we don't have anything at the planets, and it's like I can understand the planets even before like Vanguard and Crucible because those are like towers, you'll see them a lot more frequently. Yeah, Iron Banner is like a big deal, and that's one of those points where you're like, I'm getting another Crimilli's Dagger or Claws of the Wolf, which are fine, they're decent guns, but I don't know. That's just one of those where that's how, like, even if the planetary vendors, which would be cool, that's just that is a lot of sets to go through. That would be more. If we could at least start with the tower, it's a good place to start. Do that.
No,
that's my thought.
I think that was definitely a misstep to not have any new weapons in Iron Banner. And yeah, I mean, listen, me and you have complained for a while. You know, we feel that, you know, these refreshes, they got to come. You know what I'm saying? Because you got to keep this old content alive. You got to reinvigorate it. And I didn't think about it, but you're right. I'm like, yeah, like, we didn't get not one. You know, you're just getting old drops. You know what I'm saying? It's just like, okay, you know, from the weapon pool, at least. So one would hope they've got to get that going, man, especially, you know, this next season. We need refreshes in the worst way. Vendors, everybody needs a refresh. Need some new things, man, in the meta.
Well, and that's a hard thing to ask when you think about a season because, I mean, how much bandwidth do they have for, like, where is all their work going in a season? Is it on vendor refreshes or is it on whatever content is coming? Or are they mostly wrapping this content up because they're working on season of, like, past the season of Dawn? Like, where do their priorities lie? And it's vendor refreshes probably are not that high on the total.
Oh, yeah, they're not.
And it's unfortunate, but it's like, in fairness to them, it's just probably not that high. And it's just there's other things they're working on. So
I agree. Like I said, if you put it all in a box and then you prioritize it, you know, that's probably where it's fallen. And I have no issue with it based on how much I'm enjoying Shadowkeep and everything else. But come like the next seasons, like, we got to get this going now. You know what I'm saying? Hopefully, you know, it's risen up the totem pole and, you know what I'm saying, along with trials and other things, you know what I'm saying, that gotta come back. So, yeah, I think it's going to happen. I just think with everything involved with Shadowkeep's launch, whether it be the cross save and, you know, all the platform stuff and, you know, I just, and obviously them free from, you know, Activision, but come next season, I'm going to be going in. I'm not going to be as forgiving. You know what I'm saying? If I see certain repetitive things not addressed. So this is the grace period for me where I'm nice.
Yeah. Well, Shadowkeep, we got more content. We got the season. We got the moon stuff. Like, there's a decent amount going on. Next season will be the tell as to how the rest of the year looks. Because, the moon may stay, but if we lose a Vex Offensive and get one new thing, how much do you love Nightmare Hunts? Like, Nightfalls have a lot of things, but they're a very limited grind for a certain thing. And even in there, like, once you kind of get some of those things, then, like, there's... Yeah, we got to see how things go for playing out in the future. It's interesting.
And shout out to Neo Mental, made a good point. Faction rallies as well. Yeah.
It's like, give me my faction rallies.
I want my damn shaders. I want my new monarchy stuff.
You and your shiny gold. You got to have that bling.
Golden red, man, with the lion on it. Woo!
See, how are you not a Titan?
Technically, right. You would think my personality would fit Titan.
Like, you look like a Titan. You like the lions. You want the colors. Like, why? How are you not a Titan?
I remember booting up Destiny for the first time. And Warlock was the first thing that came up on my screen. And you know what? I know what did it. When you see him holding the glowing ball.
Yep.
I was like, oh, this guy wields the power. I like this. You know what I'm saying? I just fell in love with it. I was just like, yo. Because I looked at Titan. I looked at it. I was like, that's something I'm going to pick, right? I was like, I know Titan is what I would normally gravitate towards to. But, bro, when I saw... It was a tough choice. Actually, all three. Honestly, I have feelings for all three. Titan, Big Bruiser, Smash Stuff. Hunter, because I love ninjas and they feel stealthy, they feel, they look cool, like Hunter's got a cool look to him, you know what I'm saying? But when I saw that Warlock, man, it was just doing something out-of-worldly. I was like, yes, I must have this. And that's when it started, bro.
Like Neo Mental's like, new monarchy. Good Lord, man.
Yeah, that's right. You better salute Hideo. He's changing the game.
He's giving you crap right now.
I know. He better put respect on Hideo's name. We don't mess with the Skittle clan. What's the Skittle clan? What's that clan y'all mess with?
Oh, Future War Cult.
Yeah, Taste the Rainbow. We ain't doing that.
Taste the Rainbow.
And they over there in that little room. You know that room where they got Starbucks
the
Wi-Fi?
Future, yes.
Yeah. We ain't messing with them.
Plush space, but like bubble chairs and stuff.
Yeah, bubble chairs. We ain't doing. And I am definitely not doing Iraq Jalal, the crazy band of space guys that want to run. And nah, I like your shaders though. Back in D1, I love the shaders. I was dead orbit at the beginning because of the shaders. But Iraq, can't do it, man. Can't do it, man. So right now, New Monarchy, he changed his gear set. To be honest, it's all about the fashion. As soon as somebody changes to a better suit, then I'll jump ship and I'll run out. New Monarchy and D2 set it off. I literally was like, dead orbit, who?
Everybody wanted that dead orbit shader, though, and nobody could get that thing, though. That was the key, so...
Yeah,
but
so who you like Neo Mental?
Yeah, and Neo, tell us who you like. But I was like, Aaron Kill actually had a good idea. He was just to like mix things up. And I don't know if this is something they could do balance-wise, but he was just saying, I'd like to run double kinetics or double elemental. So if you could just run the two slots basically wide open and just pick between those two, like pick one, pick the other, and switch them. Because he's saying it's like, I'd like to use Fighting Lion and Loaded Question.
Oh, okay.
So like I could actually see, because Fighting Lion's a primary, or... I mean, maybe you just want to put two energy weapons in there and you won't be as much. That would be, like, they limit you so much with, like, match game and stuff like that. If you could run two different energies and then that locked loadout, it would just be nicer. Because sometimes I don't really care about a kinetic if I can break multiple shields. That's one of those, like, strategy things. But
balance, they're going to shut y'all down.
I know, but I actually hadn't really ever thought about that much. That would be kind of interesting. So
yeah, man. Absolutely, but yeah, a lot of things for them to bring back for D2 for sure.
Yeah, so
for next seasons.
Next seasons, yeah, a lot on the road. I will be very curious when we see that new, like, if we get a schedule of Season of Dawn, like what's coming. When does Osiris show up? Like, when is he coming?
That name is giving me hope. A name when I hear Dawn is giving me hope.
Well, it's like it's all about. It's got to be fire, because everything right now is Void and Arc, and fire is like nowhere like mentioned in the game. You were just Void Arc, Void Arc.
Like, I gotta see the best one.
He's gonna come back in the port. Like somebody I knew would blow you. Oh my God, there it is. Woo! Hey, there he is. Nice.
Woo! Fire. Fire. The boy got to come back, boy. He's been gone. He's doing something. He's doing something with them Vex. We gonna
so what would you do if when the portal in the tower is done, Ikora was like, hey, Osiris, and he walks in?
I'm gonna go crazy. I'm gonna go crazy. My theory, my magical dream theory, is that her plan is a mistake, and the tower gets either attacked or whatever, and then like that little cinematic, my boy pull up, he comes through. You know what I'm saying? This is the true plan. Like, oh, I got theories. But we'll see. We'll see what happens, man. We'll see what happens. I'm hoping that, you know, this whole, because the Vex offensive has to end somehow by some way.
Well, we're going to kill the multiple copies of the Undying Mind, like, all over.
Right.
So my general assumption is the portal's going to open. Ikora's going to be like, here, go back to the portal, hit whatever, go through the portal wherever we're going to go, and then we're going to go fight the Undying Mind as millions of Guardians and kill him hundreds of thousands of times. If we do that, then that might shut it down. But I was like, I don't know where the season's going to wrap. I don't know how Season of Dawn ties in. I'm hoping Osiris does come because he got kind of shafted on his season and his expansion. Exactly. Didn't get it. Now, some people may be like, Osiris, and be like, no, stay away, because it is like a tarnished name. But I do think he is a big enough character. It would be nice to see him redeemed.
Say Fred the disrespect. How you gonna do me like that, bro? He said, Osiris, I'll handle this. Guardians proceeds to disappear for the next
entire expansion.
Oh man, see,
so true. It's so true. It's true.
Coming for me. That's bad writing on their part.
Yeah, and you even run a strike and be like, oh, well, I made another copy. I'm sorry. Can you go fix this for me? He's just like tripping over his own feet, leaving us alone.
We ain't gonna do that now. We know Osiris slander now.
I'm just stating facts. These are facts, man. Got to roll with the facts in this world.
Listen, Ikora learned from the best, all right? So right now, she thinks she knows what she's doing, but she needs some senior leadership. That's all. She needs some senior leadership, an expert in the ways of the Vex.
She's the only one in the tower showing leadership. Come on.
Yeah, to be real. Zavala's kind of like backseat. What's up?
Zavala's just like, yeah, I'm cruising on my tower. I got my rail. I lean against it. I'm over here. I just lean. This is where I lean.
Yeah, man, we got to see what's going on with that. But lots going on. Can't wait for next season, though, to see what's going to happen, too.
But even before next season gets here, we've actually got a lot coming up next week. So for me, we've got a dungeon. We've got Festival of the Lost. We've got the Final Offensive and all those things. But what are you going to be working on while you work towards those things? What are you trying to grind for, sir? Do you have a certain number you're going for? Do you have anything do you feel like you're limited? Do you feel like you can get to that final peak of 960?
I know. Do we want to talk about it now? We're going to get to it.
We going right into it now.
Let's get to it. Like, this is a unique place for me right now with Destiny. Obviously, we all started, the grind, drops were useful, everything was going in, right up to 900, and then, you're going from your 900 to your 950, and it was just a steady progression. You're unlocking your artifact, you're getting those extra, points to your gear score and all that other good stuff, and it's been great. And then, obviously, you hit that 950 plus, and then you see every drop is 950, right? And it's just like, so it's like, it's one of those things where everything really, really slows down, and actually, it becomes way harder. But as we started saying last week, you start to realize, there's not a lot of Pinnacle sources for the hardcore that have now reached this cap. It was just that Iron Banner, right, and run the raid, right? So basically, the 4 drops from the raid if you run raids. Yep. You know what I'm saying? Nothing from PvP that's giving you that. And then, I apologize. A banner, technically, that was a limited time event. But that was exactly. So that was it. So it put me in this strange position where it's like, I don't have to do these other challenges. Like, we're so used to logging in. And it's okay, man, I got to do Gambit. These are all these sources of powerful gear. Now, powerful gear is not Pinnacle gear. It's not helping you. So it's a different thing. And I felt my choices shrank. When that happened, then it became, okay, let me work on Leviathan's Breath, obviously. That came out. A couple of other things. But it really slowed me down, honestly, because the way I looked at it was this, E. Yes, there's a raid, and yes, there's banner. But the way it's structured, it's only giving you +1 per gear slot, and then you're hoping on RNG. And with my RNG, I always get everything Pinnacle and
Maybe
energy.
like 951 for life.
Yeah, they energy me to death. Energy stuff. So I'm like, okay, cool. But the reality is, I sat to myself, I'm like, why am I going to kill myself for a +1, but for a hope of a +1 that's really not doing that much? And then the way, like you talked about it last word was
Last word.
The last word.
Yesterday, previous last week, what?
Previously on the last word. So it's like you spoke about it. It's like cut back, do the flashback.
We
So it's
digress.
like, yeah,
Sorry. Anyway.
we digress. So it's like, yeah, man, like if you look at the math, the probabilities, that's daunting. So I have a theory. First of all, my thing right now is slow down. I'm not killing myself. I will run the raid because I want raid stuff. I'll run banner and stuff like that. But until more sources are revealed, and I think that's what they're doing, and I know you're about to go in. My gut is that they are trickling out the Pinnacle stuff. I know the community. Shout out to Lonos and these guys, Tassie. They got a great podcast on this discussion. I know we talked about it pre-show. Raid Just Round Table and those guys. And a lot of guys are freaking out. They're like, yo, this is not enough sources. What's going on? The hardcore, da-da-da. And I get it. I think this is Bungie's way of slowing us down, and they're going to drip feed us Pinnacle sources. I think we're going to get, obviously the dungeon. That's coming. We've got the hunts and all that stuff that's coming. We got to see how the seasonal event is handled. Obviously that. But I think this is just a complete new approach. I'm not saying this is the right way or not. I still think this is a new approach that they are still messing with and experimenting with. But let me give the floor to you because I know you got a lot to say about this, Mr. Hardcore himself. Let's get it.
So, shout out to Rageous Roundtable. I was listening to it yesterday at work, just killing some time. And they had an interesting idea and kind of a discussion point because right now, math-wise, we got the Master Nightmare Hunts. Those are a Pinnacle. We have the Nightfall, which is a Pinnacle if you hit 100K. You have the Raid, which is what, 4? Something like that? So you have 6. Six Pinnacles. And we have a 10-week season.
Right.
And you have to get 8 drops on your character. So 10 times 6 is 60 drops. And then 8 times, what do you need, 10 levels? You need 80 drops. And that's perfection. That's no perfection. RNGs. That's not 4 energy weapons in a row. That's not 4 class items. None of that. Yeah. So there's the major issue, a lot of people are having no protection. RNG can screw you and you can be 951 for 4 weeks. The raid does not have a heavy. So you could be 951, run the Nightfall, get a helmet, and you're like, son of a, and you have to wait another week. And then you don't then at that point, you're running the raid over and over again, getting more 951s because you can't get a heavy to fill that one slot.
Yep.
We do have the Nightmare Hunt now, which I guess could give another option for potentially just random heavy drops. So there's 2 at least. But there's no protection. Like if you're 951 and that one slot sitting at 950, how many drops do you need to have dropped not to be not that one? That the game should finally just be like, okay, give them a heavy.
Right.
Like, how many do you think that should be? First off, that's kind of what. Do you think there should be RNG protection when it comes to the Pinnacle grind? At all?
It has to be just the way it's currently structured in Shadowkeep. It has to be because right now it is clear you cannot. You have to have RNGs from the gods, like you know what I'm saying? Like
praying daily.
Yeah, like
daily praying.
For all this stuff to drop in your lap in that way. So to me, this is purposely done. This is. I want to call it a form of hardcore throttling. Only the way that I'm looking at it is they are looking at this artifact as your way of leveling for the hardcore. The vibe I'm getting, the old way we used to think, is currently over. They are saying get bounties, do activities, that's going to give you bonus light. Come season over, that's going to reset, you will drop. So that I don't know, that's the vibe I'm getting. You know what I'm saying? That this is a new way that they are handling leveling. And I don't know if obviously everybody's going to agree with it. You know, obviously the season is still young. We still have a bunch of events that we don't know how they're going to handle. But it's a contentious subject. I see where you're going. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying you're wrong or anything. I'm just saying it's clear to me the old way is not it for hardcore. Like that this is not what our mind is accustomed to when it comes to grinding and leveling. It's all about artifact, XP, bounties, and I guess rewarding continued commitment to the game in that sense. And you know, we got to see how the community gonna rock with this. You know, where's your head at?
So, I mean, the RNG protection would be nice to a point. Like if you, right now, you would even have to have RNG protection guaranteed, and if you like slept in and missed Iron Banner, you couldn't get it either way.
Yeah.
So that's a thing in and of itself. Just because we're talking about people trying to get. Everybody always wants to get that highest level. That is like one of the big goals in this one. And as you said, that shift in mentality to the artifact is all about that EXP. Now, that's not a completely bad thing. Like, when you get to a point, like you go into Diablo, you play these Paragon levels, you're not going to make vast increases. But as you go through, you get a little better, get a little better, get a little better. And as you go through and you do bounties and you go do the raid and you play some PvP and you hit that experience loop keeps going and slowly bumping that bonus power up, that's going to get there. And that's going to make up for, 951, 952 forever to a point. I mean, we have a 980 difficult thing. If you're 950 plus about 12, when everybody seems to get there, you're about 962. So you're within 20, so you won't get completely smashed, but you really got to go run your highest stuff. Otherwise, it's going to hurt.
Yeah.
But the other question they had, and I did want to bring this up and kind of see what chat thinks about this as well, because not everybody listens to everything. So it was a decent topic. So they had two different mentalities as opposed to this entire year.
Right.
So when we talk about the Pinnacle grind, we're like, okay, so previously what had happened was, hey, new season comes out, they'll bump the power level 50, you'll grind out your 50 with powerful gear, okay. They have a different change of mentality because they have the a la carte seasons. So you have somebody that skips Season of Dawn, comes in for Season 10, if I can do math, and then they come in and they're like, hey, do I have to grind up to 1,050? Or are they going to handle it differently? And this is where they kind of got into their topics. And this is why I'm really curious, like both you and Chad, and I'm kind of torn. So Paul Tassi had him on here. Awesome guest, writes for Forbes. If you don't follow him on Twitter, follow him on Twitter. Awesome guy.
Lord of Nerfs. That's my new intro for him when he comes back.
Oh, man, dude, he's going to laugh so hard at that.
He's going to laugh so hard.
Or eye roll, one of the two.
Yes.
Eye roll and laugh and chuckle.
We got to bring him back. So much fun.
Yeah. So he was on the side of traditional, like past couple years that we've seen. So Season of Dawn, they'll bump the level up to 1,000. The Pinnacle might be to 1010. You get a new artifact, so you'll be working on grinding that out. You got powerful gear. And that's kind of how it's been. The other side of the equation is what Lono was saying. Shout out to Say No to Rage and Lono. His idea was that this Pinnacle grind, 950 to 960, is all year. It's meant to be ultra slow. When you get a new artifact, you're going to go down to 951 or 950, wherever you were. You're going to drop down, and then you've got to earn the bonus power again. You've got to unlock the new mods, and you're going to go through that grind and go back up to 980. Now, his thoughts on that were like, hey, we have 980 Nightfalls in there. Well, if you bump it up to 1,000, do you adjust the difficulty on those? But their mentality was, Bungie wants to be like, hey, you want to buy the a la carte season, you don't have to do, you have to do these catch-up mechanics and things like that in the new seasons. So, like,
let me back you up one thing just to help my mind process what Lono was saying and what you're saying. So what he's arguing, just want to for clarity, is that the artifact now, when it goes away, we're going to, like, every season he's saying that it's going to go back down to 950 and then 980 again. Like, it's just going to stay between 950 980. And that there won't be any progression number-wise. That it's going to stay at these numbers.
The gear score would be staying around there. That was his that was his thought. Because his thoughts behind that were that Bungie wants to allow people to come into new seasons playing them a la carte. So
Right.
if you do it a la carte and you're like, hey, I played Shadowkeep up to 951. I didn't play Season of Dawn, but I came back in March. On 951, everybody else is maybe like 955. Cool, I'm not that far behind. I'm going to grind out the new artifact.
Right.
That's his take on what they're trying to do because
It's a possibility.
I was like, it's so the other side. Tassie's like, I can't see that, and I think I have to lean more towards Tassie, just because I can't picture powerful gear being powerful drops being useless for 9 months. And I think that's
Right.
my biggest thing is like,
That's what I was going to say.
if you and he's okay, so then the wonder is, okay, so do you make the new Master Nightfalls like 1030? Like, do you adjust difficulty, but then do people who jump in who skipped 9 jump in at 10? Do they get a bump with like the boosters that they were doing last year? They brought that topic up and I've been thinking about it. I'm like, I really want Bungie to tell me what the hell is going on, because
Right.
I'm like, what do you what would you prefer, and what do you think is gonna happen? Because those might not even be the same thing.
All right. Well, first of all, like you said, they have not been clear on their thought process and motivation with how this is going to work continuing on past Shadowkeep, right? So all this we're doing is speculation, but which is fun, so we're gonna do it. So at the end of the day, I mean, I think what I'm with you and Tassie in a sense of, if they do that thing where we go down and we say the 950, then we got to go back up through the artifact, then it literally eliminates powerful drops. The whole purpose of powerful drops will be gone, because once you get to 950, regardless if it's an a la carte new player, then all you're doing is looking for Pinnacle stuff, and I just can't see that being the grind enough to be. I don't think that's sufficient to be the grind, right?
Yeah.
So I still think my old mentality of Destiny still has to work, where there's a new number, right? Whether it be 1,000, whatever the new number is, the new chase number, a power chase number, and then we still ascend. Now, yes, there will be a reset of the artifact, because that's extra leveling, that they're going to say, okay, for the guys that went hardcore and you guys are 980, 990, you're not
level
starting
3.
off. Yeah, you're not starting. Well, what's the highest light you've seen? What's somebody's?
I saw somebody 975 on
Wow.
Destiny Tracker. Here, I'll look.
Okay.
Do
Yeah.
that.
So, Mr. 975, it was cute for this season. You're the man. But come next season, Season of Dawn, you're right in pocket with 950, and then boom, new level again. And then that's how my Destiny mind works, and I guess how it is. I'm not saying that Lono's not completely. They may change. The only argument Lono I side with a little is the a la carte thing for people just jumping in. Because if you just jump in, right, you're a new Destiny guy, you didn't, you're like, okay, I'm jumping in Shadowkeep. What do you start off? Are you just going to be 750? Then you got to rise your way up. They may do that, or it is interesting. It is interesting. I'm leaning you guys. I'm leaning you and Tassie though. I think it's still going to be traditional. I still think it's going to be a new light level. I think the artifact reset will only affect additional power level past that cap, and then that gets shut down, and then you start again, and then new artifact, new ways they want you to play, and new additional power on top of it. That's what my gut is leaning.
And that's kind of like, that's why it's like, I'm really curious what Bungie says on this one, because you have the idea of this Pinnacle grind that is just absolute hell for some people. What if you get to 955, next season the power level's 1,000, somebody gets a boost up to 950, and then in 5 minutes you just pass that level. So then you like, how does that Pinnacle grind feel if we do keep climbing? And again, I'm of the mentality that I want to keep climbing. So it's really weird actually, because
okay, I got a question for you too.
Yeah, go.
That. I think here's the thing that for you guys that are saying that, and I understand where you're coming from based on our mentality of playing Destiny all these years, right?
Oh, I know they're changing stuff. Yeah,
Right, but my question is, you don't like, to me, like, you guys don't look at that number. Y'all look at the artifact number as a fake number. Like, I look at it like I'm 960 something. You know what I'm saying?
No, I mean, I don't think of that as fake. That's not what I'm saying. Mine's more just like, you're like hitting that level, getting that bonus power is like, cool, I'm 963, 964, 965, and I see it climbing, which is great, because I'm like closer and closer to harder stuff. That's cool. I actually really do like the artifact for that, because that feels it feels
like
rewarding.
You're
It's
growing
like
in power.
Yeah,
Yeah.
1.3 million experience, 1.4 million experience. It's like I know I'm hitting those thresholds, and I'm like I'm a little closer to that, like a little closer, a little higher. Like everything is like those 9/8ers are getting slowly more attainable. But in turn is like then kind of like then I might end up being more like you though with the Pinnacle. Like
Right.
if I'm 950, how much stuff am I really going for? Then it's like you're looking at title grinds and triumphs and other stuff, finishing Pinnacle weapons and things, as opposed to worrying about do I break my head against the 980, you know, stuff or whatever. Like trying to get a Pinnacle drop. Like
Facts.
the 100K you can almost get to anyway. So it's like what where is the incentive for the Pinnacle? And especially if it gets overlapped, like how much really will it really matter? Because I mean, you're talking about like 3 or 4 levels, 5 levels that you might get if you're RNG lucky. You might end up like, what if you were like 958?
Right.
But then say you sleep in on the next expansion first day, somebody does a whole bunch of stuff and they're like 958 on the first day. Does your grind get lessened, or is that just something for the hardcore to have that little extra, like reach just past the wall and be like, I'm a little farther out than you, not much. But I know if I got to 957 gear score, that's bragging rights that I absolutely killed myself for it. And then new season we goes fresh. Like I'm kind of wondering.
I think based on, again, it's just guesstimation, you know, is that their new thing, like you see how they got the what is it, the Master Nightfall, what is that, 980 or whatever it is?
Yeah, 980.
Right, okay. So the vibe I get from them based on is like, okay, they're telling you can only get these specific rewards. I think they're putting things in the chase and they're turning the game into tune in next week. You notice when you boot into Destiny now, right? Yo, tune in this week, such happening, Vex Portal open. Hey, Nightmare Hunt turned to this. Hey, Iron Baron is like, now it's becoming this event. The everything is an event week to week. And if you remember Luke Smith's commentary, right? They want this to be this evolving world, right? So I think the problem the hardcore may have is sitting there getting caught up with the number, right? Full disclosure, that's why I slowed down towards the end of this week, because I was like, okay, what do I need? Hit my max. I got everything I need. I'm just gonna work on that Leviathan's breath, because obviously it's a powerful weapon. I want to do that. Let me see what's gonna happen when the dungeon drops. Is it gonna, obviously it better be Pinnacle. One would think it should be Pinnacle.
At least,
right?
Do you think it's 1? Do you think it's 3? I mean, is it just like, is it powerful drops and then finishing it's worth like 1 Pinnacle? Probably.
We gotta see. You know what I mean? I'm falling back from killing myself because I want to see how they handle each subsequent event. And I think this is where they may, I don't want to say have a mutiny with the hardcore, because I don't think the hardcore are like super upset. I just think the hardcore are worried, right? Because they're like, yo, I ain't got much to do because it's only these couple of pinnacles that's only gonna give me +1, and that's not inspiring. You know what I'm saying? So my thing is, let's wait, let's see it play out, especially this next week. We're gonna learn a lot this next week.
The dungeon.
Oh, we're gonna learn a lot. I think they are on some very slow revealing, and I will say this: if they do say another +1. And there's still gaps with, +1s and not in certain categories. Yeah, the hardcore gonna want more. They definitely gonna want more than that. So that's where I think we stand. And this is an incomplete grade. That's how I look at it. This is incomplete.
We don't have all the information.
We do not have all the information. So before I can go in and say, yo, they screwing, I can't do that. You know what I'm saying? I can understand the concern. I definitely can understand the concern. But I just want to see. They clearly got a plan. The regular Joe, he's still grinding right now. A lot of guys ain't even do the raid yet. But us, I got told, I threw one out of work. I was like, there's only like 2 or 3 power sources. I did my Nightfall. I did my Garden of Salvation. I am not killing myself for no +1. You know what I'm saying? I'm sorry. That's not happening. I got better things to do. So I'll tune in next week when dungeon opens up, wherever it's going to open up, and we're going to see where it's at. That's where I'm at. Every week is a new thing to tune in for. You know what I'm saying? That's how I'm looking at Destiny right now. What about you? Where you at? Where's the frustration level?
No, I
Let's
mean, it's
go.
like I hit 950 just because I've been slower with, family and stuff like that. So I haven't been quite there, but it's like I hit 950. And you do look at like, okay, so the big thing you want to focus on at 950, bounties. Like, I mean, literally bounties till you're blue in the face. Like if you go play some Crucible, make sure you get some bounties. Oh, I got finished all my bounties. Hold on, let me go back to the tower and pick up more bounties. By the way, can I please pick up bounties from the damn director?
Yeah, it's time. It's time. I agree.
It's like I can get to the Eververse store in the director.
Yeah.
Let me go access those little screens. Just let me pick up, even if it's just the repeatable, just the stuff that you can get. Like, let me get the repeatables in the director. So if I'm like waiting between matches, I don't have to fly into the tower, fly back out, bounty.
It's such an extra step that just needs to be avoided.
Yeah.
I agree.
I mean, the repeatable bounties, I love them. They are absolutely amazing. They're, as I said, I probably said it before, one of those things we didn't know we wanted, but I was so happy that it's in there.
So happy.
Because, I mean, if you want to play PvP, or I want to do Iron Banner for a while, you had repeatable Iron Banner bounties and repeatable Crucible bounties, I'm getting a lot of EXP, and then I'm not just wasting my time in there. I'm actually working on stuff. Kind of has me steered to play a little different way. Maybe I'll use a sniper rifle this round. Maybe I'll play Arc this round. So it gives me... Yeah, it is. It helps. And especially as you're working on that artifact to get a bonus power level, all the bounties you can get are always a good thing. So
Yes.
I'm never sitting at max glimmer, though, I can tell you that.
Yeah. I've been using.
I'm in that like 150-ish up and down. Like I got to 190 and I was down to 120. I was like, Jesus.
Yo, my black armor. How's your black armory hustle going? My resources is getting there a little bit, man.
What do you mean?
But you don't like. Remember what the?
I'm not running forges. Why? So I don't.
No, not forges. I'm talking about. All right. Remember when we all did the hustle? Remember we did the hustle to get.
Oh
the
yeah. Oh,
license?
I had like I had like 7,000 class. I had all that stuff on EDZ though, and I really don't even. I haven't used them that much.
Oh, so you don't even use your You're not even using your upgrade modules.
No, I've used a few of those. I just haven't been. I've been picky with them, but I haven't like every single thing just like bump. Like I've just hit 950, so now I'll probably start going through and being like,
now you're
this one can be, this one can be, this one. Like I'll probably start doing that more.
See, I'm there already. I wanted to know how your materials go.
No, I've got like 25 of them. They're probably all about to start being like, okay, this. Yeah, that's probably
starting to go. Okay, I was just curious. Continue.
Yeah, no. So yeah, the repeatable bounties are great, and that is all towards that artifact. Is all that bonus power EXP is what you're really going to go for at this point. So if you do love Destiny, you do have a way to continually level, work towards that power progression, and get higher, even if the Pinnacle is ultra slow. I guess the final question on this point, since we have been here for a while, do you think this season Pinnacle math is a little weird? We don't have all the sources yet. We know there may be more, but come next season, you're going to have the raid. I don't know if we're getting any new raids, but for the time being, I probably don't expect one this season. The next season, you have the Nightfall. You will have the Master Nightmare hunts because those seem to be staying around because they're Shadowkeep stuff.
Right.
And then
something
potentially
will replace Vex Offensive.
And Vex Offensive is even Pinnacle.
Right.
So
speaking of Vex Offensive, yo, is it me? Is that joint just a little too long right now? It started off cute and cool, but now it's like long.
Well, if you've run it enough, yeah, it does get.
The difficulty went up, and now it takes longer. And I'm just like, yo, this is. I don't know. I guess the first week of it, I was like, yeah, this is cool, it's fun. And then as it got harder and the bosses, and I'm just like, this is
the same boss every time.
I know, but it just feels like it because the power creep up. It just takes long. Maybe I was with a bad group. Maybe that's just what it was.
I was like, believe me, I've had some. It's the last boss. I'll tell you how good the group is. Like if they go 4 cycles, they're not the best.
So okay, shout out to the blueberries I was with. They was getting on my nerves. That thing was taking a long time, but okay.
Yeah, because I've done it in 3 if people. And also, it's like what heavy ammo drops. I'm in that last room. I dump all my heavy ammo. The dude has so much health. Oh my god.
Yeah, so much health.
I don't know. He kind of balances to your level, so he shouldn't be that much different. I'll dump my heavy, I'll dump my super, we'll get him down for that first damage phase. He'll move to the next one, and it's timed at least, which is good. You can chunk him hard, but if I don't get any heavy ammo drops for the next 2, I'm just pew-pewing him for the next 2 rounds, and I'm just not helping. And I'm like, so there's a reason it slows down. If your team's not getting heavy ammo drops, you're kind of screwed. Yeah, okay. But yeah, it should be a 3-phase. Yeah, it should be a 3-phase.
CFO, shout out. I feel that. Yeah, I hear that. But you're right. Back to your initial point, which I interrupted you, which was, Vex Offensive, even though it's being replaced, that's currently not a Pinnacle source. You are correct.
Yeah. So that kind of brings us to another question of, we know we'll have the seasonals. We'll get to those in a little bit. Could be a long point today. Sorry.
You shoot.
But we do. Like, Vex Offensive and the Moon Vex Invasion is what we have this season.
Right.
Now, theoretically, they know Shadowkeep's going to launch, so the seasonal stuff could be lighter because we have it stacked with other content. Next season, in my mind, next season, like a Vex Offensive, not... I don't know if that's enough.
What you mean? Like, what you
Just
mean, like?
if all we get is, like, what... I'm curious what they do, but if we, like, hey, we get another... I mean, just for... I've heard this in other places, so I'm not going to claim to be the original thinker of it, but
So let's go.
say on the next one, you're like, okay, it's going to be Season of Dawn, we go back to Mars, they revamp Escalation Protocol, and then you get, like, something on Mars's director to where there's a event like that where you're facing something.
Okay.
So you have a new thing on the planet, and you have a new director activity. But that's mostly all you get for the season besides their, like, sporadic, like, here's Arc Week, or here's an exotic quest, or whatever. Like, do you think that's enough for a season versus... I'm kind of curious, because we had the Forges, we had the Menagerie, we had Reckoning, which Reckoning everybody hates, but content-wise, was still a decent amount of stuff. But where do you see, like, how much content do you think you need in a season? Because we got Shadowkeep and a season, but this season's kind of small versus all of Shadowkeep.
Okay, yep, I feel you.
So I'm kind of curious, what do you think is going to be, like, how much is enough? How much do you think Season of Dawn needs to feel good?
I think it's one of those things where this is where I don't envy them from a development standpoint, because at some point it's like, okay, how many? Like, I give them credit, man, for making something like the Menagerie, making something like Vex Offense or whatever, to keep making new activities for people to do. That is not an easy thing. And for us, let's be honest, we've seen a lot. You're like, oh, they're just recycling this or whatever. I think for me, I like the Vex Offensive Menagerie trend that we continue to get 6-man match-made activities, right?
Yep.
So we want that. Obviously, much as I'm selfish and I love raids, we can't get a raid every season. I'm at that point. It has to be a gap between if we want quality raids. Otherwise, we're going to get Apartment 2B in the Leviathan and Department 2C. We're going to get them raid layers, and you know how I feel about raid layers. So I'd rather you don't even do that, and you just focus on other cool activities like the dungeon. I was surprised we were getting a dungeon, to be honest, this season in conjunction with a raid. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So, obviously we got it Forsaken, but Forsaken was a bigger expansion, right? So
large.
When I saw Shadowkeep, I'm like, wow, this is a lot of content. I think right now, one new activity, obviously. The only thing with a new activity, they can't base the entire season around the one activity like they did with Season of Drifter. You have to have multiple. So at minimum, I'm thinking 3. You kind of need 2 to 3 to keep the base engaged.
Yep.
Or you bring back returning content that is beloved, that you're sitting on, that the world can't
Crucible
wait to
Labs
see.
is happening. Crucible Labs is there, so I think
yo,
I think it's working, but I just don't know when.
There's one more that nobody, and I'm not even the biggest fan of it. Like, I shouldn't even say that on the back. Sparrow League, bro. Where's my Sparrow League?
Dude,
Sparrow
I
League
I had fun in that.
I miss Sparrow League.
I would have to pull out a controller for that one.
Yes, Sparrow League, bro, is so fun. Like, they've got stuff. You know what I'm saying? We still got faction. They're sitting on stuff that can revamp. I'm not worried. I think what we got to be careful is if we're looking at it as if Shadowkeep ended right now. And as if it ended right now, we're like, not that it was whack. It's just that it's just like
Season of the Undying.
Season of the Undying, excuse me, right. So it's like it's just a ton more stuff that we haven't seen. They do the dungeon, they do the we see what happens storyline with the
final
thing.
assault. Yep.
Yeah, the final assault. This thing could it seems like it got the potential to be fire. So I think right now 2 to 3 activities, story cohesion, narrative stuff, I think they're fine. I think that is more than enough. You know what I'm saying? That's just my thing. I think we just gotta be careful of whining when we haven't seen all the chapters in the book yet. You know
No, and that's totally fair.
Yeah.
I'm actually just really curious where they take the narrative piece with all the connections, because why did we even go into the Garden of Salvation?
Right.
So is there a point where the Garden of Salvation is that like a yearly arc? Does that get a bow tied on it and a pin put in that at that point? Does that ever leave?
You mean maybe the raid itself?
The raid, say next year we got Space Doritos actually come in, because I mean the Garden of Salvation, we went to the Black Garden in their image, in their image. They sent us and they booted us out of the ship. And then we go in there and then we're fighting the Vex because they're coming in. Well, we're finishing the Vex offensive coming up this season. So our push to go, our push to go in, even into the raid, we're working on the Vex offensive, the Undying Mind doing all those things, and then we're going into the Black Guard to do all this stuff. Why are we still going in there?
No, I agree.
I was and I want to see the continuation of all that.
I honestly, though, I have a theory on it. I'm pretty confident my theory is right. With raids are the exception narratively. Because you really can't get rid of a raid. You see what I'm saying? You really can't. The raid is something that is one of the pinnacle activities in Destiny, right? This is the stuff they're making jackets for, making belts for, right? That ain't going away. So the way I look at it is let's be real. We're still doing Leviathan. Ain't no reason that's finished.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I think raid is the exception, where it's just hey, if you want to do this thing, this callback activity that was dope, you do it. But the way they're looking at it is the menagerie things, the Black Armory things, you know what I'm saying? Those things that are now going to have a narrative tie-in, so we know Vex offense. There ain't no more Vex going to be invading once we handle whatever we got to handle. I'm going
to be kind of sad about the moon. The moon will be a little less fun without the Vex invasions.
Yeah, that's true, too.
Because those are cool. The public events are I've seen those before. The Vex ones are those look freaking awesome.
Yo, when that skylight stuff like some Aurora Borealis type situation, that just look fire. I like it, yeah. I go for it.
So, I don't know. Well, the future progression of the seasons will be interesting. So, I don't know. We're in a decent spot. We got a long ways to go, so it will be quite the journey again for year 3 of Destiny 2. So, it's been...
Chat loving SRL, boy. They loving that SRL talk I was talking.
Oh, they're also dying on the Space Doritos comment, too.
Yeah, Space Doritos, they loving it.
You guys can thank Tefty Tef for that one. I heard him say it once, and I cannot not think of them that way.
Shout out to Teft. I heard it from him, too, and I was like, that is the greatest representation of this new race. I am running with that.
Space Doritos and Foggy Boys, so.
Yes. Salute.
All right. Well, that is probably as much as we can speculate. We'll know more as time comes. But we know the future's coming, but right now, right around the corner, the other future is close, and we've got the Festival of the Lost. We've got our Halloween event coming. So, you excited?
Spooky time. Yeah, man. Let's see what's up.
Spooky Forest. We are going back to the Haunted Forest. The tower will be redecorated. Tower always looks cool when they redecorate, so we definitely got some cool stuff there. Got some masks to earn. We've got a new weapon with random roll possibilities, which is good. But yeah, Haunted Forest, we got Eververse is looking just awesome stuff.
Yeah. But
overall, what do you... I mean, I'll kind of cover some details here in a sec, but just overall, what do you think of what you got to see so far?
Yeah, from the cosmetic stuff, the suits look kind of fun. You know what I'm saying? Little skeleton.
Those are awesome.
Now, those are ornaments? Those are chroma? Those are just... What is it?
I think it's an ornament.
Those are fire. Yeah, I ain't going front. That is super unique. That's something that really stands out. Oh, shout out to the RT, man. These guys always knock it out the box. You got your Braytech werewolf. I like the little theme with that. You know what I'm saying? The werewolf joint.
It's like the skeleton suit for the gun, because you can see the stock, the bullets, and all that stuff inside. It's cool.
And Haunted Forest was a unique thing. I didn't mind it. I wish I could somehow get Horror Story now that I switched from console to PC, because I lost my Horror Story when I picked my my PC character for Crusade.
I see.
But yeah, I mean, we'll see what's going on with that. Typical stuff. I just want to know how they handle drops. You know what I'm saying? How that's going to be. Will there be Pinnacle drops?
Oh, is it Pinnacle? Is it powerful? I see.
Yeah, will there be Pinnacle? I remember I told you. I think my theory might be the new hustle is events. And they're going to want us to tune in Remember, his key word was like, "Yo, what happened? You believe when this happened this week and that happened this week?" And if you give a carrot of pinnacles in each of these events, people will play festival. You know what I'm saying? Like,
ooh, I don't know if they're gonna do pinnacles there.
They may sneak one. You never know.
They may, but I think his idea of like you don't want to miss it is like what happens when the Vex offensive final assault happens, as opposed to like was the Festival of Lost cool because. 6-person match made, not so much to fail. I mean, it'd be nice if there was a really cool way to go for one, maybe.
Yeah, like what if there's some bounty with, levels of grind and completion?
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't mind seeing it. Yeah,
right.
Would give you more incentive to spend time in there.
Yeah, we'll see how they handle. I'm curious. From a reward standpoint, I'm curious if it's a completely casual event, like kind of in the past, and cosmetics and stuff or do they have also something for the hardcore to kind of put a little carrot on there besides just the weapon that everybody wants to chase.
Yeah. So I guess we'll see. So we've got Ava coming. She's going to have your Masquerader helmet. It's going to be like 100 glimmer to purchase this thing. And then you're going to have the masks that you're going to be able to put on it. And those are going to be, I have a video up, but you got what looks like an Acolyte, a Goblin, the Drifter, Eris, Mithrax, and then Callus. So which one are you going for?
I'm rocking that Callus right now.
You going for ugly Callus?
I'm a huge Callus fan, yo. Yeah, Callus is hilarious, man. I could listen to Callus talk. He needs to just narrate stuff for me in life. Like Callus he's hilarious. Do you listen to this cabal? He's ridiculous.
Yeah,
he's ridiculous. Like, yes, my shadow. Go, yo. He is so full of himself. It is just I can listen to him for days. He's just hilarious. So yeah, I'm going for Callus. Obviously, Eris is cool. You know what I'm saying? They all look good. I like the mask. The mask this year look cool. But just for me and my foolishness, I am going with Callus.
Nice. And then once you pick your mask, you've got Candy makes it sweet return, so you'll be able to spend out on mystery grab bags. So that's probably going to be where you get your random rolls on a whole bunch of crap. So
you think they bringing Eris's raisins back?
Yes, I do. They might be spoiled raisins at this point, but maybe that'll come back. I'd be curious. She's like, "Here's your raisins." You're like, "I don't want these." But yeah, we've got the Braytech Werewolf Legendary Auto Rifle. Now this thing. If nothing else, this is your incentive. And this is why I think there's less of a Pinnacle chance because they are going to give you this. There's a guaranteed fully masterwork 950 weapon coming from just doing this. Doesn't matter if you're 850, 912, 752. This thing will drop at 950, fully masterworked. And then you can get random rolls after that too. So I will be curious if the curated masterworked roll is like kind of mid-level. The way like the Blast Furnace curated roll is not actually the one I want. So I'll be kind of curious where they stick the curated roll versus the random possibilities. So I don't know. It looks pretty cool. Auto rifles. I was actually toying around with one in Crucible. It's like they're probably not going to win in certain places, but they're feeling better than I thought they would. Like auto rifles are doing okay.
Oh, how nice of you to come around on this. I remember us. We had a fierce who was going to have the last word on auto rifles discussion.
No, I'm just saying, like, I hadn't used them that much in PvP.
Yes, now, I know.
Yeah, just saying. I got to see which one I was using. Which one have you been using? Because I was using... I have a half land D, honestly. But its range is 94.
Yeah.
So
autos can rock, man. They can still get busy, man. They're not in the optimal place, but for elite
with that range though, like that range, I was putting in some work though.
Yeah.
Like that one's actually recoil direction of 70. If I put a mod in that one, it would be 85, like dead center recoil. Might have to do that. I don't know, like.
So happy that you come on full
I'm
circle.
Just so proud. So proud
of you. This is about look at you, the cheated grown up today.
Neil's like, oh, here we go again.
Vagabonds was like, yeah, because they know I was like, oh, we really gonna do that? No, but I like that you're in there with them, man. They're viable. They're viable. Yeah. Try Breakneck.
See, this is the Breakneck got smashed in the junk. Breakneck got like, oh man,
it's still good, man. It's still good. It's
like no, but why did it get nerfed? Like that and Redrix both, like because I've heard people talking about it was DCP or something. They were talking about between Redrix still being overly good versus like, no, what did I say, Recluse, and is overly good, and then Redrix and Breakneck are like worse than before. Like they didn't need a nerf; they needed to get some help, some love, and now they're worse than they were. Like. I know Pinnacles, but those were not the Pinnacles people were worried about.
Yeah,
So
unfortunately, because of what they do, I know why they did it. I mean, they wanted Huckleberry to be what Outbreak was. They want the exotic to hold that. And as much as I don't like. I wanted Redrix. I mean, Redrix to me is still good. Don't get me wrong, but I see what you're people like. It adversely it caught the wrath of the Rampage nerfs and the whatever nerfs. So, it sucks. You still hope they would do something to kind of make those two kind of stand on their own.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But I still feel they're both good though. They're not terrible. I use both religiously, and they're not terrible. You can still rock, and they're good legendary alternatives if you don't want to, you waste your kinetic spot with an exotic. They're still decent. It's just we got our optimal builds. That's all.
But yeah, we'll get another auto rifle. We'll see how it is, but they're not all bad. And that's honestly why it's like sometimes there are people with bounties. Be like, hey, you need auto rifles. Be like, all right, I gotta go hunt for one. Let me pull it out. So. But yep, the Haunted Forest is going to be 15 minutes again. See as far as you can go. 15 minutes is kind of long, by the way.
It's kind of long.
That's a full double gambit, long drawn out match.
Yeah, that's long.
So that's full on. See how far you can go. And they said, be aware of what awaits you at the end. Do you remember how it ended last year?
Yeah.
I was going to say, I made a video about this, and I was like, if you weren't there last year, I'm not going to spoil it. All I can say is when you get to the end, just be careful.
Be careful out there.
Watch your feet. Watch your feet.
Yeah. Watch your feet. Yeah. It's spooky.
But yeah, that was kind of cool. I'll be curious if it's like a spooky boss fight or if it's something just kind of goofy like that at the end. So
yeah,
I'll be curious how much they tweak it because we had it before, and hopefully it's not exactly the same. But the Eververse is absolutely gonna crush it this time around. I'm pretty sure. And I did see confirmed on Reddit everything will at some point cycle through for Bright Dust. Everything will eventually come through for Bright Dust. Okay. So if you want the broomstick, if you want the bat ship, if you want the tombstone emote, that is the one everyone is going to buy. Because
Tombstone's fire.
You don't need to troll. You don't need to teabag anymore. You'll just tombstone the crap out of them. Just thump, plop a tombstone down on their head. I think that's what everybody's going to do is like, you don't need to teabag anymore. The real people put the tombstone down.
Oh, yeah. The tombstone is just so disrespectful. It's hilarious.
That's awesome. So I'm hoping that because I don't see teabags that often, but when I do, I'm like, man, you are just so immature. It's ridiculous. Can't stand them. But the ghosts are awesome. You got the pumpkin. You've got the bat ghost shell. Looks goofy, like a 4-year-old made it. It's awesome.
Yes.
And I'm actually kind of wondering about those ornaments, like the jack-o'-lantern and the omnigul ornament. Because you could just be in Crucible and have this big giant head running around. Like, I don't know if it's a good idea to have a big target, but like you could just have an omnigul ornament all the time. I actually kind of like the idea of just like armor ornaments that you can get from a season. That's actually kind of cool. So.
I agree.
And then to go with those, we have the skeleton suits.
Yo,
these are cool.
Those are cool.
So it looks like the yellow looks like, and I can't see the blue one, so somebody will have to like help me if they can figure it out. The yellow one looks like Callus, like skeleton kind of, and the red one looks like Gaul.
Kind of, sort of, yes.
I can't tell what the blue one is.
Can't tell what the blue one is. Yeah.
I don't know. It looks like it's got a different bone structure though, so it's kind of hard to know. Maybe it's like a knight or, but like if I can wear those as well, and the shoulder pads too alone, like
fire,
like blocky black shoulder pads, like yeah, I might be wearing those. I'll be honest.
That's an outfit. Yeah, that's definitely getting worn.
So that puts any worry of hey, do we need to do stuff? If they keep bringing some ornaments like this, keep them going. So that's pretty cool.
Shout out to that broomstick though,
dude. That looks so good.
Broomstick Sparrow.
I mean, that's straight up the like Harry Potter Firebolt 3000 or whatever that thing's called. I forget exactly, but broomstick is really cool. And then of course the tombstone emote at the end. But a couple things when it comes to this event, if you guys are listening, I made a note to copy these as well. You do have to be 770 if you're a new light player, 750 or if you're a normal, just veteran player. You can do the Haunted Forest with matchmaking or without, so you have the preference.
Oh, nice.
So you can go solo or pre-made if you want to, if you just want to two-man it just for fun, or if you just don't have anybody and you got matchmaking, it's still sitting there for you. We're going to have our 2 weeklies, 4 dailies, additional bounties. You got your masks. We're going to have 3 different mods. And you've got Higher Purpose, Vampiric Touch, and Energetic Assassin. So Probably one of the bottom two sounds good because getting health on kill is always a good thing. And then the energetic assassin is like significantly increased damage against terrors. That's probably always going to be big. They did make note one of the tooltips on the mods is not quite correct. So just make the note that they just kind of activate when they're equipped. They don't have anything crazy. And then they've got some triumphs on there as well. They did state, and this is the only thing I want kind of blowing through this for this reason. Yeah, when it comes to the triumphs, if you unlock a triumph, click on it before the season's over. Otherwise, it is going away. You will lose it. That is just one big thing I wanted to make sure and make note of.
That's a big deal. Big deal.
That one is big. But yeah, I mean, festival seems like it'll be cool. Halloween event. But we've also got some other stuff going on this week.
Yeah.
So, dungeon. Woo! That's my world. Cannot wait. And they didn't tell us a damn thing about it. They're like, a new dungeon is opening up, and willing fire teams or brave guardians who want to tackle it alone, speak with Eris. She knows the way. And that's all we get. And I'm like,
you should love it. You should love this.
I know. Believe me.
Don't you start, Mr.
No, I'm not. No,
I'm
not.
Too much.
No, I'm not getting mad. I'm just like, Tuesday can't get here soon enough. That's all. I don't want to know. They give us all we've seen is this one picture of this one hallway thing, and that's all we've seen. And
I just love that Scarlet Keep feel, the reds, and it just fits.
It couldn't have more of a contrast to the other dungeon.
Yeah, that's why I think I'm gonna be a fan more of this already, just because.
I know
of
my
the
brother
aesthetic.
will. I know my brother will. He can't stand he can't stand the Ascendant Realm.
Yeah. Oh, so
the black and white. The black and white. He's like, like the depth and textures and stuff like that. He's just like not a fan of just how it looks, and he's just like he'll probably like this one more. Even if he gets like his butt kicked in it, he's like, I'm still probably gonna like it more. So,
yeah, you know what it is the Ascendant Realm is cool. It's just, I guess it just wore on me after a while. You know what I'm saying? Like when I first saw it, I was like, oh, this is so dope. Like when it's in the realm, it's just like you got the cold space feel. You know what I'm saying? But like this, man, it is. This looks like a dungeon. Let's be real. Like this looks
like a hive dungeon. Yeah.
A hive dungeon. Like this looks fire. Like I cannot wait. Looks like platforming.
Speaking of fire, crazy night, man.
Oh yeah, we got
crazy fire night.
I needed that, man. Just bombastic looking things to fight, and can't wait. It's gonna be. I'm hyped.
So yeah, tune in on Tuesday. I'm hoping it's not like a 980 dungeon because that's gonna hurt. So if it's like 950, I will be trying it on my own.
You doing solo off the
I'm gonna try it solo.
Jesus.
I don't know. Do I ruin the experience? Like,
get some friends, damn it. I give you credit. Hey, that's what you do. That's what you do. I mean, that is your calling card. Who am I to stop your fun of the solo mastery, the Nightfall Shattered Throne soloist himself, Lord Ebontis? So, I mean, look, do what you do. There is no way I'm stepping foot in there solo. Like, I'm calling 2 friends. We are not going into this nightmare alone. I know. No.
See, I got a buddy out there, Dramatic. He's like, I'm going solo too.
Salute y'all
Part
guys,
of it, if nothing
man.
else, is just like, I want to explore it. Part of it.
Yeah, I know.
It's like, I don't know if that ogre fight. Oh, my God. That ogre fight ruined me for a while, learning that one solo. Died so many times. It's like, once I kind of got the fun, like, especially once I knew I could do a damage cycle, then it was just not dying. It was such tight corners when I was setting everything up for, like, my rotation. It was just like, and it's just like a crap death, and I was like,
I'm just like, he's like, stand there. Nope, right here. I'm like, okay, he knows where I'm supposed to be, what's going on, where to put the rift.
I spent way too much time in there. I could draw you a damn map. Like,
you are a machine in there. Like, it's verbal muscle memory for you. Like literally, I'm sitting there, I'm like, oh, damn, okay, cool. Fine, I'm just gonna shut up, get in the backpack, and just tell me where to go.
Yeah, and the Wishful's like, Esoteric's gonna clear with one hand tied behind his back, and he's gonna be using his mouth with his nose or something and clicking on enemies. And
Wishful, shout out to Esoteric. I'm convinced the man is not human. That we're gonna find out the secret of Esoteric. It is an android. Is a computation. He's an algorithm. Shout out to Esoteric, though. I'm just joking. But that man does things that I'm just like, yo,
Yeah.
God bless. I don't know how that's.
That's why I was like, somebody up in the comments was like, "Hey, did you retire solo Nightfalls?" I'm like, "No, haven't done him yet. Just haven't been high enough to run the solos yet. So I kind of wanted to be at a comfortable place to do that. But yeah, I got to get back into those. But yeah, he I think he did solo 980 already, or what, dude?
Oh Lord.
Him, Slayer Age, both of those guys do stuff that's beyond me. I can tell you that.
Savages.
So, yeah, so that's coming next week, and I could not be more pumped for that one. Don't know much. Tune in and see. So you don't have Leviathan's Breath yet, though?
No, I started to acquire. I'm not going like the second or third step where I know what the final thing is because I shout out to my squad. Some coworkers of mine. I found out they had Destiny, and shout out to the Rack team. But they had apparently they were working on the final step. So I was just happened to be on one day. I was like, "Yo, Carl, can you help me out?" And I'm like, "All right, cool." And I'm like, so what's funny is I said, "Hey, what do I need? Should I be coming in super sweaty, optimal loadout?" And he's, "Oh, no." And they was like, "Oh, what are you working on?" I'm like, "Well, actually, I'm on the second step, which is like the bow kills." Yeah. So I dusted off Le Monarch, and I'm like, "All right, let me get that going." So he's like, "Yeah, bring Le Monarch in there. You're fine." Well, man, that strike right there was not casual. Like it was like the end part.
The end isn't casual. Like the end is the only thing that's not casual.
That joint and the orbital drops coming down on you, and they spawning all type of, and I'm in there with this stupid loadout that I'm not really supposed to, it's not optimal. I mean, obviously I could change it at any point, which I did, but I was just like, yeah, man, this thing, it was challenging. I would just say, like, I was surprised it was definitely more challenging. So I'm definitely gonna get it. I saw your take. I believe you put a video up on it or something like that, and I saw another clip of it. Shout out to my boy. He's one of my writers, LordsofGaming.net. Bob Dunn. He's on PlayStation, and he had it. He showed me. I was like, how you liking it? He showed me a clip of him like melting, like some named yellow bar, and I'm like, man, that thing looks strong. So now that you got it, how you feeling about it? Leviathan's Breath. What's up?
It is a big boy. It is a big bow, dude. Oh my gosh, 1,300 draw time. You're like, okay, I'm here. And it's like, and then, well, no, it's not think, it's boom. Like there's some power behind that one. It hits pretty hard. So you get 10 in reserve or total, I guess.
Okay, 10.
If you throw bow reserves on, you can do double bow reserves. You can go to 11 and 12 if you do that.
Okay.
I tested that. It hits hard. It really does. Like the hit and explosion both combined for a lot of damage. I was testing it in Tribute Hall, which is a nice place for testing.
Right, of course.
So I tested in there. It hits hard. The explosion's kind of sketchy. Like it's not reliable. But overall, like it hits pretty hard. You've got a long bow draw time, but if it's there, it's not bad. Like it's like a step below Sleeper. Really long charge time.
Yeah.
Pretty solid hit when it does. You got reflection versus kind of explosion. Little change up there. But overall, pretty similar to that is probably the best way I can phrase it.
Yep.
It's not going to go through, but I mean, it takes a while to charge up. Hits pretty hard. Decent ammo, similar amount. Like, you could probably use like a couple more rounds to balance out, I think, the damage difference and the lack of reflection as well. So stuff like I think it could use a little balance, a little more ammo. Probably like if there's a catalyst, like bring the draw time down some.
Yeah,
like those type of tweaks would be nice, and I still don't think it would be broken in PvP. Shout out to the people who made those videos already. That thing will one-shot supers.
Wow.
Yep.
Okay. Well, alrighty.
Yeah. So if you get heavy ammo, you can smash a super in the face if you can actually hit it.
Nice.
And he goes bye-bye.
Nice.
I'm pretty sure it kills just about everything, too. I know the highest resilience or highest armor level, I guess, when you're in your super is, like, invisible spectral.
Yeah.
That's the hardest one to kill, and I think it even can kill that. If not, I know it kills everything else, but it'll kill it. Yeah, you can't see the guy, so good luck. But you can kill a lot of stuff with that thing, and I think you get like 3 or 4 shots with it too in PvP.
Oh,
so,
okay. Oh wow. So you get shots.
You get some. Yeah, you get some shots. Cause
it ain't one of that like 1 or 2 bit like how they used to do. Oh, okay, cool. So that's kind of fun.
Yeah, you will stagger. Now this is where I'm kind of wondering about Xenophage because we got Ariana's Vow,
Yes.
which is a barrier breaker. Then this one is an unstoppable bow. And then we have Xenophage coming. I'm like, is that going to be Overload? Are they going to do...
Gotta be, right?
Are they going to do exotics that kind of tie into those new mod effects?
I would think so. And it would make them valuable in the season. You know, and then narratively, it's... What is it? They were like, we went to Banshee, something like, you know, something to help you out during this whole offensive. I still don't see how the tie is to... If you read the lore on the bow, it's like calluses, right? So I'm just
I
trying
mean,
to
Leviathan's breath, I would imagine it is.
Yeah, it's
I haven't
something.
read the lore yet.
It has callous flavor text when you read the thing. So I guess it just feels like, you know, more armory stuff to kind of help us, you know, against this whole Vex offensive thing. And I did like the start off to the quest, the little Banshee thing, finding the entrance, messing around the tower. That was kind of fun. I started that off, you know, kind of thing. So yeah, you know, I like it. You know, I think it will tie into this new thing that they're doing, which I do like. I really do like the champions. I do like that, you know, you have to have... It's something cool when I do a Nightfall and it's like, oh man, who's got the overload rounds and who's got, you know what I'm saying? Because these enemies are not going to go down.
Dude, those unstoppable ogres, if they literally don't stop if you don't have that thing.
Bro,
like I'll run into like a 929 fall and it feels like nobody else has got that overload. I'm like, okay, hold the hand cannon.
Yes.
Get the shimmer. Stop moving, buddy. Poof. And then finally they kill him. But if I don't pull that out, I swear sometimes people don't go in loaded the right way. Those guys are just running rampant, smashing everybody else. Like, anybody? No. Okay, I'll do it. Fine. I go in there with. My only issue is like your farthest range with all those modded weapons is a damn auto rifle.
Yeah.
Because usually it's typically been unstoppable and barrier a lot. I haven't seen overload very often because I think that's typically in stuff we haven't seen. So the overload you could use a bow on technically, or an auto. But man, auto's like your typical longest range for those things. You got to be a little snuggly with those bad enemies, and you're like, I don't want to be snuggly. Like, I don't want to do that. No, get away.
Yeah,
so
I like it, man. I mean, it just adds a fun dynamic to, like I said, doing the strikes, doing the nightfalls, and stuff like that. I really enjoy it. And then that little thing at the end when you, cause to be honest, I really wasn't. You know, last season, I just hasn't been doing nightfalls, and I will say Shadowkeep brought it back for me because one,
the rewards,
the reward. 2, the higher the level, the more credit you get. And then also that little carrot. I still haven't got my 100,000 though, man. I've come close so many times.
Dude, this week I ran... I want to try with a group that actually, like... I want to try with a group together, because at 920, I got like 95 and 94 and 96. I was right there. I'm like, come on,
man.
I think with a good team, like maybe some more tethers pairing up together, like... I don't feel like I'm missing that many enemies, but I was like, we're that close. Like, how do we not have it?
Bro, and I'm making sure I'm killing all the champions. I'm not crazy. I'm not getting it. I'm just like, ugh.
I'm like, are you really going to make me go do a 950 just for that? Because, like, I know some people have said it's possible, but it is hard to do. It's just, and I don't even think, and I think you could run maybe a little faster, but I don't think I was even short on time one time. Like,
me neither.
I don't know.
Same thing. I was very efficient. No one died. I had a good team RNG. I think it's what you said. I think
everybody used masterwork weapons. Everybody pair supers, like chain supers, like all those things.
Beautiful coordination. I think it definitely is what you said. I think it's they're forcing the higher non-match made version to get it, man. I'm just like, damn, I haven't. Shout out to Buddha. You guys did it with the 950. Okay, see, I haven't done the 950 yet. And I'm gonna have to do that. I'm gonna jump in with y'all. You and Sin, man. I have to jump in there with y'all.
At some point, we're gonna try it.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Again, family in town this weekend. Not sure when.
Yeah.
So
we gotta do it, man.
We got a little off track. Sorry, everybody.
Yes, we did.
It happens to the best of us. But for everything else this week, we got the dungeon. We also have Crucible. Getting this brand new thing called Momentum Control.
Let me grab this one. You
get it, sir. Get that Crucible.
Continue the momentum. Next week, Lord Shaxx is mixing things up in the Crucible with a new mode called Momentum Control. While Mayhem puts focus on supers, Momentum shifts your focus to gameplay. This is a fast-paced, gunplay. This is a fast-paced, hair on fire experience with the lethality of all weapons have been cranked to 11. You're incentivized to be aggressive as you defeat other Guardians to earn charged melees, grenades, and supers. Here's a quick rundown of what to... You're hilarious right now. The bunny of what to expect. Instant respawn times. Out of a fight, no problem. Drop back in immediately. Weapon damage increased. Higher combat lethality. Everything in your arsenal is a contender. That's going to be
Is this going to be like GoldenEye, like Golden Gun mode or something? Like, is
what
everything going to be like a one-shot? Doesn't matter if it's a pea shooter, a sidearm, who knows? Like,
interesting. Ability regen requires effort. Defeat enemy players to charge your melee, grenade, and super. So what do we start off with? Nothing? No tracker.
None.
Yeah. Snow tracker. Sneak around your enemies for sweet
Snow tracker.
flanks.
Is there weather outside?
Shut up.
Sorry.
Amp control. Yeah, Mr. English over here. Amp control. Zones capture faster and grant more bonus points per kill. Supercharged supers. Increased damage resist in super means you become the 1,000-pound gorilla. Be careful because heavy weapons will put you down quickly. So there's the counter to that.
Yep.
And the heaviest of ammo. Oh, this is his favorite. Increased heavy ammo respawn and dropabouts. So they said many of us have been playtesting this, have compared it to the classic Halo custom game SWAT but for Destiny. We've done a lot of trying out different weapons and seeing how they behave in this heavily modified sandbox of a mode. Momentum will be the featured 6v6 rotating playlist during Festival of the Lost. We'll be monitoring the community's response to see when we want to bring it back. So E, where you at with the momentum?
Sounds fun. It really does. Like, more emphasis on gunplay, a little more lethality there. Having to earn supers, I mean, they're not going to be coming up as often. I was all good until all the heavy. Like,
I knew you wasn't going to like that.
I was like, if people just run around with machine guns and grenade launchers the whole time, that's a different type of mayhem. I want, like, you know, autos and snipers and scouts. I want those things to be the focus. I'd love, like, the top two slots to be the focus. So, hopefully heavy doesn't kind of break it too much. I do like having to earn supers, but when you get it, like, you're a beefy, you are going to be forced to be reckoned with. Heavy a counter to that, so that's not a bad thing. But, I mean, a lot less abilities, I like it. I do. I think that's going to change up kind of how it feels, for sure. I'll be very, very curious how this plays. I'm quite intrigued.
Yeah, the whole thing about earning abilities through killing, that's a unique twist.
That's like Call of Duty kill streaks almost.
Yeah,
that's
pretty
like
much.
Totally different feel for Destiny.
Instant respawn time, so that's going to be crazy.
Just bam, back in the game. Bam, back in the game.
That's going to go. But I'm worried about some, spawn trapping, and, we got to see how that's going to go. You know what I'm saying? So we got to be careful. But, yeah, we'll see. We see increased heavy amount. That's the only thing that seems a little oxy, a little weird because of the fact that they say, hey, we're going to focus more on gunplay, but you're giving out a whole bunch of heavy. We'll see how that play out. But overall, though, it sounds fun. Fun.
So I don't even know if I can even say your name. Sugar Seeds, Shugon. Saying shoddy apes will still rule, and I was like, I may be wrong, but I don't think you're going to be able to get close enough to shotgun anybody.
Close enough. If everything got the lethality.
Like if submachine guns are going to kill you, that's about as close as you'll get. But autos will probably like 3-tap you from range.
Yeah.
Scouts are 2-tapping out there.
I will say this, though. He's only right from the standpoint because of no radar.
That's
so if you
true.
don't see someone and the guys are camping, dudes are being in the corner camping, getting their joint on. So the no radar for sure.
I do think Recluse will definitely still be popular.
Yes. And Shadowkeep Error until shuts them down. Yes, indeed. All the fusions, all the Voop masters will be out there still.
We got boops and voops in this game. You guys are ridiculous. You guys are kind of killing me, but it's fine.
Yeah.
I don't know. Overall, I think it's cool. It's nice to see them bring a new mode into the game. I just hope it's not one of those where it's like it's really well renowned, everybody likes it, and then we don't see it for 6 months.
Oh, like Charles.
It's been longer than that.
It's been longer than that.
But
we'll see.
Like if people enjoy it, be like, okay, it's just in the rotation now, just once a month or something. Just if people enjoy it, please listen and please keep it around. It's just rather it's somewhat frustrating when we don't. Yeah. When the community does actually favor something, like they threw Scorch. What was Scorch in like last week or something? Like we haven't seen that in so long, but every so often, it's just kind of funny. So
yeah, it's fun. It's fun, man. I agree.
And then next week's gonna be crazy. So we've got momentum control, Festival of Lost, you got all that stuff. You got the dungeon coming. And this will be going on. This will pretty much be the next 3 weeks to fill our time before the final assault. And then also, on top of that, we also have the joys of Bungie doing good things for the world. So, Game to Give charity event. So if you guys are in chat right now, I've got a link set up for you guys to be able to donate. All of these will count, so you guys can do this however you're going for. So that's the link, you guys. That's just, I set one up for us that we can use, and it's just a link that's out there. But it is an awesome one that they're doing. So what they do is a program called iPads for Kids, and it's for the Children's Miracle Network. It's all the children's hospitals around the country. They started with one up in Seattle. They've got, I'm trying to remember, like hundreds, if not thousands, of iPads in that hospital for kids all around the country. They've expanded multiple hospitals. They have hospitals reaching out to them. There's like an 8-minute video out there about the thing. It's really cool. Dope. And it just helps when kids are going to these hospitals. None of these are great situations, but they see the iPad. They can have a fun distraction, and it's a really cool thing. So this is their charity fundraiser for this event. 100% of the proceeds are going to Game to Give. So it's all going towards this cause. And just wanted to shout it out. So you can sign up. Actually did yesterday. To put this thing together. So you can stream, and I'll be setting up like streams maybe Tuesday when I do the dungeon or something like that, from October 24th yesterday through November 10th. And then if you do actually streaming, if you do fundraising milestones, you have a chance to get some stuff as well. But for you guys, if you donate, you got a couple options. You $10 donation will get you the new Mist Blossoms emblem. Pretty cool little emblem. It's got kind of a flower to it, but a decent aesthetic in the background. $50 donation will earn you the Mist Blossoms emblem and our first ever charity ghost. So it's a gilded shell exotic ghost. So exotic ghost, but basically it's like an ornate gold kind of ornamental structure around the center ghost. It's pretty cool. It's got the little heart in the middle, so it is about the Bungie Foundation. So that's really awesome. And then if you'll go big for $100, you'll earn both of the items above and be entered to win an item from the Bungie prize pool. So you can actually get the vinyl replica of that ghost. You can get a couple of those. It's like those, what are they, $200 or $300 figurines, like the Titan, the Warlock. You get the anthology. It looks like a chess set, a giant axe, which is what everybody would want. You got like the vinyl soundtracks, just some really, really cool stuff. And it's all, that's a chance to win, but I mean, it's all going to charity. So 100% of the donations go to charity. So again, at least $10. Get yourself an emblem. If you want the ghost, it's $50. Help support the cause. I mean, watch the video. If you watch the video and don't want to, like, donate all the money in your wallet, crazy. So cool. So once again, Bungie out here doing great things just for the world outside of making games that we lose ourselves in. So
yes, sir. Definitely
wanted to shout that one out. So it is between now and November 10th. So don't sit on it. You got about 15, 16 days. Definitely make sure you guys are getting your time in there. Already donated $50. That's awesome.
That's awesome. Sweet shout there. Gaming.
Yep. Awesome. So keep it going.
Yes.
So for you guys, that somehow, this is the weirdest thing. Okay, I will tell you guys, like when we do a podcast, if I feel like, hey, we have like 6 different topics to go over, we've got a guest, like I somehow get on a mission and we still get on decent talks, but we like plow through the topics in like 90 minutes. And then we'll have like nothing to talk about on a week, and it's like 2 hours and 15 minutes.
Yes.
I'm like, I got to render this video, and and I'm like, how the crap? So, okay, that's just like a realistic piece from me. It's like, podcasting is weird.
It's weird.
Sometimes it goes long, sometimes it goes oddly succinct and short. So, that is one of those weird ducks. For sure. But yeah, is there anything else in the world?
I was going to touch was
yeah, I was like, I feel like I'm missing something.
I was going to say we're going to touch I know they talked about they did the fashion thing, which was cool.
Oh yeah,
They had the titles. Did we talk about the titles with the how they're thinking about handling the triumphs and with the old. Yes,
I actually didn't get down there. You want to touch on that? Because I actually totally forgot about it. I knew there was more. So
yeah, it's just pretty much the way they actually. I was going to ask you. I was going to actually defer to you because you're the one that has all the triumphs. You know what I'm saying?
I have like 5. So
yeah, like a lot. Like I have like 1. So like I'm just lazy. I just got to get them done. I
want Undying just because of that word underneath your name is like Evantis, like it doesn't say The Undying. I would love it if it said The Undying. That'd be even better. But it's like I mean, we are Guardians. Hopefully, we're Undying. But just the wording, like Shadow was a cool one for Ninja. Like it's a hard one to get, but Shadow would be a cool one for you to have. But like
Shadow
Undying would be legit. Like
I want Shadow or Blacksmith. I really want Blacksmith bad.
That was the one my brother wanted. And then he saw you had to do a perfect raid, and I was just like,
dude,
but
I gotta get in Scourge, man. I gotta get in it.
Yeah, well, I gotta get some of those old armor mods too. Those are a thing. Don't
want
sleep on those old raids. You got mods sitting out there possibly waiting for you.
I want mods. I want Threat Detector. And I want Anarchy. Shout out to Dustin Legary who cannot get Anarchy. Have you seen his tweets?
There was some guy. I don't know what he's up to. How many runs?
Bro, I think he's like 12 or 14 runs.
Oh no, there was a guy who literally had a cross stitch made 100+ runs without Anarchy.
Whoa, they're gonna have to fix.
He
that.
just got it. He got it at like 112 or something, but he literally had like a cross-stitch picture on his desk, and then he finally put a picture below of it. But I was just like 100+ without. That's like, I mean, when did Scourge come out? Back in, what was it? January, December? That was Black Armory.
Black Armory, yeah, December. Yeah. So just break it down.
3 times that week, like, do the math. He's missed them all.
Yeah, I was going to ask you just to summarize, you know what I'm saying, as far as, for people like me who there's some old titles and stuff that I want and Triumph stuff. Break this down. Explain to me how this is going to work moving forward.
So most of the time when you guys have your Triumphs, when you go to, your inventory, go to your Triumph screen, previously in year 2, it was like an on or off switch. There wasn't a lot of like in between or progress. It was just, did you accomplish said task? Click on it, you got it. Some had score, some didn't. I still, boggled to my mind that the solo flawless Shattered Throne does not have points attached to it. Yeah. I was beyond pissed. That should be worth like 1,000. But
I agree.
I digress. But they said that Triumphs now have tiers, so you'll have different levels of them, and then they'll kind of unlock the next tier as you get to it. So, for example, Season 8 Power Bonus Triumph, it has 3 tiers. In the first tier, you need to gain 5 bonus power from your artifact. Once you do, you'll get 10 points from the Triumph score. So it just gives you a little more progression of scores, so you're seeing Triumphs more often. Basically, they're giving you that little dopamine fix of like, ooh, I did something. Ooh, I did something. And they're doing it more frequently. So you might go click on it, and that bar might go a third, and you're like, why am I click? Oh. And now it's just, you're going to see progress as opposed to full completion on these. But some of them, they also went back and revamped. I feel like they gave you more stuff to work on. You'll actually see your progress, which is kind of annoying when you see, hey, this Triumph, I have 384% on this thing, and I'm 12% here. Somebody didn't balance this quite correctly, but those are there. So the Triumphs are like, they're going to give you more tiers for pursuits. They're going to give you seasonal stuff to do, and then everyone has a chance to show their stuff off.
Okay. So, but the question I have now is, what about a guy like me who there are some, because the vibe I'm getting is that, there are limited time Triumphs.
Yeah. So Season of the Undying. Season of the Undying, both the title that you can attach to yourself, the badge down there, and then also the Triumphs that are available. December 11th, they be gone.
It's going away. Yeah, it's going away.
They done.
So my question, though, is what about a guy like me who, like, say, for example, I really want to, nose to the grindstone on Blacksmith or, Shadow or whatever. Are they going to make a determination with every single older season that is going to go away at some point? Like, how do you think they're going to handle that is my question.
So they said the decisions, pre-Shadowkeep Triumphs that no longer require effort can't be earned after Season 7. So that was for, like, new light players, stuff like that. If it didn't have effort, like logging in, getting to level 50. Well, everybody's level 50 now. Getting to 7. They got rid of some of those.
Right.
Seasonal Triumphs will have a score. If you miss Triumphs during Season of Undying, you may not be able to max out your score. So they are actually giving you an option if you do miss and you love that, like, you want to be like Teddy, one of the friends of the podcast,
Shout
like
Teddy.
has like max Triumph score, which is just insane. If you miss a season, you might not be able to get it all. But the old stuff isn't going away.
Okay.
At least they haven't said it yet. I mean, I would assume at a minimum you have till year 4.
Okay.
Like, I don't think that stuff is going anywhere. So if you do want to go for Blacksmith, if you don't do, like, the year 1 and year 2 content, I feel like is there. They kind of move some stuff around. Like, I know people have given them feedback about, say, the Forges, being able to pick which Forge you want to run as opposed to waiting for the daily rotation. Scourge of the Past, Last Wish, Dreaming City. All that stuff's still going to be there. So if you're working on Cursebreaker or Chronicler, those types of things, you can still go for them, to my understanding, at least for a while. I don't think those are going away. I think Season of the Undying. You might be like Undying. Dawn.
Okay.
Like Dawn might be a seasonal thing where there's like score that you can earn. There's a title you can earn, but if you don't get them, they go bye-bye.
Gotcha.
I think that's the temporary nature of those.
Mm-hmm.
At least that's my
Fair
understanding.
enough.
If
That's what I
not,
was
somebody
asking.
please correct me, but that's at least...
That's what I was gonna ask. Cause you're the Triumph guy, so I was like, I know E gonna bring it.
What is your Triumph score? You're probably not that far off.
I don't even. You know what's funny? You know what's pathetic? I don't even check it unless it's mandatory to complete some aspect of a quest. Like, you know, when I was forced,
Like
was
mountaintop, go complete the Triumph or something.
I was like, why isn't it giving it to me? Oh, I didn't. I don't even be in there. I'm be honest. I don't. I'm not in there.
That's
I don't
probably
know
like one of
why.
those weird OCD things that if I see it, I gotta go click on it.
Yeah, because you see the little plus sign. You know what I'm saying? You're like, okay,
I
it's
gotta
OCD.
I gotta go
clear
uncheck
it.
that box. Yeah, I gotta clear
I
it
can
off.
get
Same
that.
with my
I
damn
get that.
collections too.
I can get that. Yeah,
Yeah.
for me, it's just like, all right, it's some additional thing. I'm too
Yeah.
busy focusing on pursuits and.
I mean, I don't
bounties
worry
to
about
be
the
that's
triumphs as much. I'd say more the titles would be probably where I look more.
just- Yes.
So like the Undying title, it's like, okay, so go in here, I need to use like hand cannons and bows a lot. So that type of stuff. 92K. Holy crap, dramatic.
Ooh,
damn.
wow. Damn.
You are,
Damn.
I think 93 was towards the top. I'm sure it bumped up some, but man, I'm at like 74. You kicking my butt. So
Yeah, man. So no, I hear. What I like though, it's a cool grind for the hardcore, and I think titles is a really cool addition. I really do enjoy that. It is dope. I don't know which one I'm gonna eventually. I'm probably closest to. I'm very close to Unbroken. I think I'm like maybe 1 or 2 away.
yeah, you can
from
be one
Unbroken.
away from Unbroken, but that's the hardest one to get.
Really? I forgot what.
You
I
have to
think I got
get
a
Legend
Crucible.
in 3 different seasons.
Oh, I only got it in like 1. I think I only got Legend in 1. Yeah,
Did you
I
get
might.
Not
I could.
Forgotten? No, did you get Legend
no.
like
I've
5500?
Yeah,
That's what
I've never-
you have to get that 3 times. You have to
I've
get
got.
yeah.
okay.
It's rough. That's why I'm like
So
I think
3
I have
different
2
seasons, okay.
I have 2 left on Unbroken because it's just you play enough Crucible you get there. Go look at the 2 you have to do. They're the hardest ones. That's why like those with Unbroken, more power to you.
More power to him. More power
Because
to him.
it'd be like I'd have to start now and I'd be done at season 11 just to get Unbroken.
Just to get Unbroken, yeah.
Yeah.
All right, Blacksmith it is. Hopefully I can get some drops in a
Blacksmith.
flawless
What do you
Sparrow
have?
one.
Dredgen, Cursebreaker, Chronicler. What do you have?
Nothing.
You said you
I've
have
not-
one
I'm
title.
close to 1. I don't
Oh.
have any titles, bro.
Oh,
I have
okay.
nothing. I what it is, I don't pay attention. I'm not. I should be in there actively trying to have a loadout or do whatever it is they want, and I just like whatever. I get so caught up with other things. I get caught up with my weapon pursuit grind and that kind of thing, and my loadouts, and if it's a weapon, I'll get crazy for it. But as far as like, hey, do this and run around the world and get that, and I'm like, okay, that's for you guys to show off. I'm content with my basic name.
Over
Now,
here
if they got
we
a,
got
now if they got a Lord title, they ever come up with something like that? Or
like
Iron Lord?
Yeah, Iron Lord.
Oh, I'm in. I'm in all the way. I'm committed.
You're just like Lord. You're like I have to have this.
Have to have it.
The
Have to
world
have
goes
it.
away until this is mine.
Listen, I spent $10 for that emote. Damn it! When he puts the thing down, I spent my $10 happily. So yeah, that would be something.
What was it? Dramatic was saying, what seals do I have? I have MMXIX, Chronicler, Dredgen, Cursebreaker, and what is the like normal collections one that I had to do all the damn Mars stuff for?
I forget. Chat.
You know what I'm talking about? It's not
The one you talking about? The one? Yeah. What is it? Wayfarer.
yeah, that one.
Yeah, Wayfarer. The one where you got to go get the collection stuff and you
Yep.
have to wait for the
Wayfarer.
rotating thing.
Yeah, so just
yeah.
travel around space and do all the
Travel
things and
around
stuff.
space and do stuff. Yeah,
Do
yeah.
stuff, yep. So yeah, Wayfarer, Chronicler. Chronicler was just like hardest part was just time in Dreaming City, just waiting for those weeks. And then Cursebreaker, just shooting all the eggs. If you guys ever need aid videos, I probably have 6
Oh, yeah,
copies of
some of the
every
best.
video. I have
of the
like
best.
people are like, I'm glad you still make these. I'm like, you could just like. I have been doing this for a long time, so yeah, there's like probably 10 copies of every one out there, but they're there. 1,000 YouTube videos plus later, those are some filler, but they're there.
There you go.
People still watch them, even though I have been watching them less, I will say. Not
Quality,
quite as
quality.
popular.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But that's about all I got for this week. Somehow we
that's all I
like
got.
burned through all the stuff. They got some like you can change subtitle text size and color if you want to.
Yep.
Just a little quality of life thing for that type of stuff. They do the fashion show.
Did the
So
Destiny. And then
Destiny. The honorable mention. I saw that one pop up, and I'm glad he got something. Just like there's your Skittle Warlock right there. That guy is
Yo.
absolutely Skittle colored.
that is
purple,
Skittle. He's
like-
ready for Future War Code. He's got his application.
Yeah, his application is in and pending right now. So shout out to Angel Montero for that one.
Yeah, shout out to this. The only thing I'll touch this last thing is very brief, which was the Forges and Festival. Because shout out to my boy, poor Lord Addict, man. He didn't get. He never grinded Izanagi. He wasn't around. He wants this gun so bad. Yo, Destiny community, y'all bad. Y'all out here, LFG. Y'all out here Izanagi shaming people.
Oh, are we Galahorn shaming again?
Yeah, it's back in full force. He
Must
showed
have
me.
Is-a-Nagi's.
Yo, booted from LFGs.
Oh
with
my
the
God.
They were like, what do you
So-
got? He's like, well, I got that. You know, he had a whisper. They're like, no, it's a Nagi. Yo, it's bad. It's bad. So I feel bad because he's been really trying because now the way the forges are set up, you can't go to the forge anytime you want. Because now it's on. He literally has to log in every day on a reset to hope he gets the forge he wants, then gets the key mold and all that other stuff. Then there's a glitch with the key mold that was preventing. He's so frustrated with not getting Izanagi. And shout out to Destiny for Bungie for finally resolving some of these issues that a lot of people who never grinded. You know what I'm saying? So the first thing they're going to resolve an issue that prevented veterans from unlocking the forge and completing the mysterious box quest for Izanagi Burden. They resolved an issue that prevented players from abandoning the mysterious box quest for Izanagi, and they also the Exodus Black Destination quest they talk about from Failsafe and a couple other little quality of life stuff. But the main thing was the Black Forge mysterious box stuff. That's killing a lot of people. It's glitched.
Yeah.
And if you don't have it, that stunts your progress to getting that thing done, man. So shout out to Brian again. Yo, I did this thing. I am so glad I grind. Remember when you was like at the end of Season of Opulence? You're like, yo, you still playing? I noticed you're playing a lot. I was grinding for that. I am so glad I got it. I was like, whoo, that right there. I don't even want to know what Garden of Salvation and fighting Megatron is without that. You know what I'm saying? And it's just such a great gun. So yeah, shout out to those guys. Help is on the way with update 2.6.1.
Indeed.
It's on the way. But that's all.
Nice.
That's why I just wanted to mention.
No, I mean that's a
those
big
guys.
one though, because Izanagi's is right now sitting pretty powerful. When you you hit that 4-shot, poof, boss's health is just like done. Like damn. I mean, when we jumped in the raid with Scarrow, shout out to him when he pulled us through. Like we jumped in that first time just because we had that and we were running it together. Literally, we did half damage.
Half
the first
damage.
time.
First damage. We're sitting there and everybody's on their shot. It's beastly.
Yeah,
it is.
It's an absolute monster. So.
Absolutely. Yeah, man. Yeah, shout out to the Elemental. I missed the Forge content. Yeah, man. The thing is, it's more streamlined this way, but a couple of steps are a little harder for the guys that didn't do it the traditional way. But there are steps that we had to do, like unlocking Niobe Labs and all that other foolishness that they get to avoid. There's certain steps that were annoying that they really get to avoid. So it's a give and a take. But if you got your Izanagi, get your Catalyst, get that Heroic Menagerie going.
I gotta get that damn Catalyst still, damn it.
You don't got the Catalyst.
No, I didn't do the Heroic. I did the Heroic and my Chalice wasn't finished. What does that thing do? I always forget.
All right, so
Is it just more damage on the stack?
Yo, the honed edge it's ignorant. Like it is.
Is
so
it even
powerful.
more powerful? Even more?
Yes.
Oh my god.
You're not even seeing full. Boy, get in there. Let me know when you. I love Heroic Menagerie. So you let me know when you need that done.
Yeah, I need to run Menagerie a little bit, get a couple mods from there, some stuff. But
Yeah.
I've just been trying to level, man. That's all I've been trying to do. Is just
feel
like get my characters
Bro,
leveled. So.
Please get that Catalyst. It is a huge difference. Huge difference. Please, you running around with a half bait.
Half
burn.
gun. Didn't quite get
Yeah.
finished bacon in there. So.
Cook that thing up, man. Well, that's all I got.
If your chalice was full and you finish a heroic, you get it. That's all it takes.
Yeah,
right?
guaranteed drop with a perfected chalice. So make sure every node.
Oh, yeah, that's all done. Yeah, that's been done. It's just I didn't have it done when heroic first launched.
Gotcha.
And then that's like the only time I really did it. So yeah, I just need to do that. So.
Yeah, please. Like I said, call me. I love that activity. Plus, I would get some mods if I run with you. So yeah, if you do it, so I know I'm tapping. I'm excited. Damn it, I'm excited. Sorry,
don't hit the desk. You're killing me. Absolutely killing me.
I'm sorry. I have to do it because it just bothers you so much. I love it. But yo, please get that joint. When you do it, call your boy. I gotta get in there. I love that activity, man.
All right.
Love it.
I can do that. See if I can find people who still want to run that thing. But shout out to all you guys out there. So, well, man, this has been a fun one. Thank you, chat. You guys have been absolutely amazing this morning. So don't forget, if you're looking for the charity link, I will pin it to my Twitter right now, so you guys can definitely help out the iPads for kids. I know multiple people probably have them, but you haven't donated. Definitely look on donating. Go through the link on my Twitter, so you guys can go there and help the kids, man. That is probably one of the biggest ones. Like, we're leveling, we're playing, we're having fun. Help out the ones who aren't having that much fun right now. That's a big one right now. So that is where I think we will wrap this thing up. Yeah. You guys have been awesome today. Absolutely freaking amazing. Thank you very much. I will do my wrap in a second, but yeah, wrap it up. What do you got, sir?
Yeah, man, you already know what it is with me. I've been, like I said, Iron Lord Podcast returns again on Sunday, 11 a.m. Eastern, football-friendly time. And, yeah, we're going to have a special guest. Actually, somebody older, veteran in the community, good friend, Mojo Blues. You know what I'm saying? So he's a hardcore gamer. We're going to be talking about everything that's going on with these PlayStation 5 specs that's released. You know, what's going on with that. We're going to talk some Outer Worlds. That's a big one going on in the community, as well as all the latest in gaming with the rest of the Lords, Lord Addict, Lord King, Lord Sovereign. We will be there again, 11 a.m. And, of course, on the Iron Lords podcast channel. You can also check out right now, currently up, if you're in the statues, check out King of the Statues. My boy King's got another fantastic piece. I believe it is for the Marvel fans. If you remember the Planet Hulk storyline, catch that. He's got Gladiator Hulk up there looking phenomenal. And, yeah, man. And, of course, lordsofgaming.net, all the great articles, the scribes in the realm, putting up good content, man. Please check that stuff out. Really put in a lot of hard work with that. And I would love you guys support the site if you can. And, of course, you know, every Friday, that morning, one of the best Destiny podcasts out here, that last word at the campfire with my boy E. You already know, Friday, 9 a.m., generally 9 a.m. 9 a.m. Eastern-ish.
It's not a podcast if you don't start late, apparently. So.
Ish, you know, that's just what we do. But yeah, salute, man. Salute to the chat, everybody in here having fun, listen to me tap the desk and drive E crazy. Yeah, I know you love it.
Yeah, there's a shirt and also a movie. You're killing me, Smalls. Like, you're killing me there. So, all right. For me to wrap it up real quick, it's Ebontis everywhere. You guys are great. So, thank you guys very much. Ebontis everywhere. Twitch, Twitter, YouTube. Go say hi to Red Queen. We're going to raid her over there. So, you guys are great.
Queen.
And for everybody else, go donate. Help the kids. All that stuff is definitely really important to do. And other than that, you guys have been absolutely awesome today. So, seriously, thank you guys very much. And for episode 79? 79. It has been the last word.